I'm Megan Waldrop, host of the Partners of Commercial Fishermen podcast, an extension of an online community for partners to connect and feel less alone. Our podcast invites fishermen, family, friends, and supporters of the industry to learn, laugh, vent, and hear stories about this incredibly unique way of life. What do you say? Let's dive in. Welcome back, partners of commercial fishermen and supporters of this incredible community. I so appreciate y'all being here because we can just, let loose and talk about real issues and talk about real personal things and feel like there's no filter here because, as a writer, I've been a writer a professional journalist for over 11 years and I love writing. However, I do have, and I feel like writers have that extra security blanket because we can read back on our words, make edits here and there, think about what we said. You can walk away, come back. But here at the podcast, it is raw and real. Like there's no turning back here. So I appreciate you being a part of this very fluid, incredibly, I'm like raw and real. Can I say that anymore? Conversation. And guess what? I'm not going to edit that as I would if I was writing. I wanted to add on to one of our last episodes that we had about 9 ways to effectively advocate for your fishery, because there's a really great point that was brought up by a member in our private group chat, and I wanted to share it with y'all. And by the way, our private group chat is going off right now. It is so good. There's just so much richness, and it's incredible to learn what the women are actually doing within the fishing industry in our group chat. People are taking seats at the table at council meetings. People are advocating in so many incredible ways and have for years. And so they have really, really great advice on what has worked for them and what they've seen work and become effective that can work in our favor. I feel that it is so easy for us to feel that doom and gloom of commercial fishing. It's really easy to get wrapped up in there. MPAs, windmills, all kinds of different things feel like they're really encroaching into our fishing grounds. And maybe some of us have actually experienced that. And I totally get your frustration, believe me. And the women in this group do too. And I wanted to share one of the main pieces of advocacy that is really important. And it's a superpower that we as partners of commercial fishermen have and can utilize if and when we feel called. So according to our special member, who I will keep anonymous, even though she is well known within BC, Canada, if that's even outing her a little bit, but she is just amazing. She's a mom of 3. She fishes with her fishermen sometimes, and she is a huge advocate for the BC fishermen, and which is British Columbia, Canada. And one of the pieces of advice that she mentioned was that partners of commercial fishermen have people skills and the skills to speak up about issues that some fishermen may not want to deal with. Why would they not want to deal with? Well, I'm sure we could figure that out because they are exhausted. They don't have time. They're fishing or all the above, and just think about that for a second, because on top of everything else that we are able to handle, because we are able to handle all kinds of challenging things, and we do, and we reap the beautiful rewards of that with quality time to ourselves, get to bond with our families in different ways that maybe not, quote unquote normal. I don't like that word, but what a traditional family dynamic would get to experience. So we get to have these little pockets of deep connection that maybe other families and relationships don't really get to have within all of the other experiences that we have as POCFs. So, but on top of all that, we have the skills to speak in a way that can be heard. We have the skills to be able to listen and also communicate in a way to be heard from people from all different backgrounds, all different sectors. And one of the things that I've brought up, because I feel that, and this is going to be a touchy subject, I realize, so believe me, I'm on our side. I'm on your side. But I'm also trying to figure out how we can move forward, because there's a lot of people in a state of confusion, of fear, and feeling really stuck and stagnant and feeling like they aren't being heard and aren't being taken care of. And so I'm like, okay, so what can we do? What if just in my head leaned in a different direction and said, what do we do? What happens if we quote unquote work with them? Them could be whoever you feel is giving you friction at this moment. I'm talking more about the commercial fishing, but this could be, with anybody in your life. But I brought that up to the group chat, and what this POCF mentioned is that, it's what we can do is that we can get a seat at the table, if you will. You get invites to meetings. If you're on fishery boards, you're on people's radar, and then try to, try to make it more of a collaborative process. And of course, it depends on what environment you're working with, because sometimes maybe people say they want to work with others, but maybe they are just trying to check off a box. That could be something that we feel deep inside. But I feel like if we keep positive, we can prevail in ways that we don't even know about. Because the other option is what? Relishing in that fear and in that feeling of being small and lack. And believe me, I totally get that, but at the same time, like, I feel that in order for us to, for our mental health even, is to kind of switch the gears a little bit and be like, okay, how do we contribute in a different way? So, and I love this too, what she mentioned. She said, the best thing you can do, in my opinion, is get science and facts to back you and bring them to the table and ask for a collaborative process that allows their goals to be achieved while minimizing impacts to the industry. How beautiful is that? Let me read that again. The best thing you can do is get science and facts to back you, bring them to the table, and ask for a collaborative process that allows their goals to be achieved while minimizing impacts to the industry. You can even write that down and use that in an email or at a meeting if you come up to one. This was another great point. She said the collaboration should include all stakeholders, including marine transport, environmental groups, fishermen, etc. This is a more sound process. And she said that this has happened and has worked in the past. And it depends on who's driving the process and how driven they are to get it done properly versus just getting it done. So I feel that this aspect of there is hope, that is what we need right now, is there is hope to get this done. There is hope to bring our voices to the table. There's hope to do it in a way that shows that we're open and we want to see the science and the data. And let's just start there and see what kind of response you get in that area. Maybe sometimes people with the science and the data, maybe they don't actually have the science and the data to back up their claims. Then that will allow everybody to kind of take a step back and say, okay, so then what do we do now? Like, how do we shift this story to make this work for everyone? There is hope, y'all. I know it can be hard to believe, and I know some of you might be like, what the hell is she talking about? But honestly, if we collectively believe that we, that we can push through and we can prevail in this way, and we're able to use our voices as POCFs in a way that is constructive and to show that we're here to listen and we're here to also bring to the table what our contributions are. For example, showing what our fishermen are doing. What kind of fish are being released back in the ocean? What kind of beach cleanups or island cleanups are going on? What kind of different community efforts are we doing that are showing that we really do care for our coastal communities and our oceans? So this is just a little nugget to marinate over. And if you've thought about, I don't know if I'm ready to step up, or maybe I kind of am. Maybe I'm thinking that I can speak to some people. I do know some people in the community. Maybe this is my opportunity to do so. This is your sign. This is your opportunity to do so and to become more enriched within your experience as a POCF, but also to be a part of your fishery. You'll get to meet people in different ways. You'll get to know your community even further. And if you need any guidance in that area, I'm just saying our private group chat is fire, man. Like, this is where the magic happens. I mean, for real. I love our private forum. Our private forum is bomb. please, that is like a baseline private forum. This is your safe house, is the private forum with all the incredible resources from relationships to mental, personal wellness, to fisheries support, to financial management and private podcasts, all these good things in there. That's the baseline. Our private group chat, which you get if you're a member of the forum, you're automatically into the private group chat. However, if you just want to join the private group chat, you can just sign up for a membership for a monthly membership for the chat. And I'll put that in the show notes, of course. But man, it's so good. Like we had a couple women just join the past few days and it's like, hey, welcome to the group. And everybody's like, bing, 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 bing. Hey, welcome, blah, blah, blah. And we talk about what fishery we're a part of. And then the other day, like a couple of us made connections that we know mutual people, because that's the incredible world of commercial fishing. Like somebody bought a boat from another POCF's father-in-law's deckhand. Okay. If you can follow that little point-to-point connection. But the thing is, it's just so good. And if you have any questions about anything, fisheries support, how do I get heard? What do I do with my relationship? I'm a mom, I'm solo parenting. I need some help. I'm really struggling here. What's going on? Like how did y'all do it? Any kind of question in that way. Finances. We got you. We can totally share with you everything that we've learned and find people that can help you as well. That's one of my favorite things is people like, hey, do you know someone who can help with, for example, let's see, what was it? Like importing, for this boat that we bought. And yeah, I was like, okay, yes, hold on. I got 2 people. I'm going to bring one in. Here we go. Bam. Instant connection. She was able to get all that paperwork, that headache done. Because, I know there's a lot of POCFs dealing with lots of paperwork, bookkeeping, all that good stuff. But all the good references you could get at your fingertips. You just text, just a text like you're texting any of your friends. It's private group chat. Would love to have you join us, because then you get to have this firsthand experience of information like this. I mean, honestly, and it really is so beautiful in the sense that you instantly feel less alone. You instantly feel a deeper connection to your new friends. I mean, really, it feels like these are new friends because you have this undeniable, unique, I'm going to say connection again, experience that you can relate to with each other that nobody else can understand. It's not something that family and friends can understand. Even if some family and friends have been in the industry for generations, maybe they have a different mindset about the industry and how to get through things. And maybe it's not the way that feels supportive to you. And that's okay. Everybody has their own experience, but you come into this group chat and we can help elevate you, empower you, make you laugh. I mean, there's all kinds of good stuff. Make you feel, my favorite is just have that collective energy of people going, oh yeah, I totally understand. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Oh, you need help in that area? I know somebody. Here you go. Or this is what I did. Here's a link to this. It's just so great. And I really, really hope that you are able to give yourself that chance to experience it for yourself. So thank you all for listening. Remember, one of the most important parts of advocacy is that the partners of commercial fishermen have the people skills and the skills to speak up about issues that some fishermen may not want to deal with. Because we have that gift. We're able to bring community together. We're able to nurture. We can make a difference if we want. And guess what? You are making a difference every single day. So I just want to let you know, I don't want you to feel like you're lacking if this is not something you want to step into. You are making a difference. However, if you want to take that giant leap and say, I think I'm ready to support my fishing community in a different way, you got this. You totally got this. And if you need any help, we're totally here for you. The partners of commercial fishermen, private communities, you got the private forum and the private group chat, which is just incredible. It's just so great. I can't express it enough. Can you tell? So thank you all so much for listening. And I wish you all the best. And until next time, with love and POCF pride. Popping back on to say one more thing. If y'all wanted to help contribute to this amazing podcast, if you hit the follow button or subscribe, that does wonders for us. That is the way that we can gauge that you really enjoy this podcast and that we can show the others that we are here and they want to help support our community. This is how we get sponsors, is just by showing them how many people engage with us. So if you feel called, please, would be amazing to have you just hit follow or subscribe. It would be such a huge help. And if you're feeling extra spicy, leave a review. We would totally appreciate that too. Oh, wow. that was my alarm going off because you know that things are happening in real time. I actually have a call with NOAA on the West Coast in about 16 minutes. So that alarm was telling me that I need to wrap it up. So as you know, I work hard, or maybe you don't, but I behind the scenes, whenever we're not talking to each other on the podcast or on the blog or social media, I'm doing my best to make sure that our voices are heard, that people are understanding the incredible contributions that partners of commercial fishermen and fishing communities have to our beautiful world. I mean, to our worldwide community in every single way. We are everywhere. We are in the UK, we're in Australia, we're in Canada, we're in the US, we're in other countries that I can't even mention here because I don't have my list in front of us. But it's just it's so beautiful. And I love hearing about all the incredible work that everybody's doing. And if you want to talk about that work, please email me. I'd love to feature you here and highlight what you're doing. And then you can use this podcast link to gain media in other areas or put it on your website or social media, whatever. Let this be your podcast too. This is your platform as well. This is built for you. This home was built for you. So come and utilize it. Come hang out. I'm here to support you. You can reach out to me on support@pocfpride.com. I'll email you back within 24 hours. And yeah, let's connect. Would love it, love it, love it. So yes, this turned into hey, would love it if you could follow or subscribe this podcast to, oh, now you know about this meeting that I need to hop on, and also a giant, always open door invite for you to be a part of this podcast, because that's how we do it. It's authentic, it's organic, things happen for you. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see y'all next time. Thank you so much for listening. To support our community, I'd so appreciate it if you'd tap the subscribe button to this podcast or write a review. And if you're a POCF who wants to connect further, go to POCFpride.com for weekly vlogs and to learn about opportunities to join our private communities. We'd love to have you.